Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a 2021 model year release from Glashutte Original of Saxony, the East German luxury watchmaker, releasing this green dial version of its long-running Glashutte Original PanoMaticLunar. It's a moon phase, it's a pano or panorama datum with the outsized date, and of course it is automatic, and we will talk about all of these features in turn, but first the size. You can see the watch in rose gold is 40 millimeters in diameter, 13 millimeters thick, 47.2 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and has a very standard 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll pop open the deployant clasp, we'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters circumference, and I would say that this watch is suitable for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. It really wears well on a small wrist. It's not too thick, it's not broad from lug to lug, it's just over 47 millimeters. It's a good all-arounder. This is for him and for her, as well as those who prefer more discreet watches. Now, rose gold is never going to be the height of discretion, but in terms of size and proportion, this watch is chaste. Taking a quick look at the strap, you can see it matches the dial. Green, large rectangular scale alligator leather, and I can say that the strap itself is a Kelly green with a gloss finish, large rectangular scales and some bolstering inside, some stuffing to give it volume. There's a folded edge, a monotone stitch, and then you can see underneath calfskin, and this is a new Geo factory strap. The buckle is an impressive thing, a redoubtable clasp. As you can see, polish and satination. It's a friction fit, snap shut, and if you look, you can actually see they really don't want you to drop this watch. So not only do you get a deployant clasp that guards against dropping the watch, but they actually screw the buckle into place so that you use a screw to fix the buckle. It doesn't use a friction prong, so it's a very secure watch on the wrist. The case is distinctive. As you can see, the lugs are broken out from the case band, though not quite as dramatically as on a Lunga. The mid-case is cylindrical and longitudinally set and finished. The same is true of the lug flanks. They're set and finished. The lug hoods are polished, and there's a little bit of a transitional surface between the hood and the flank. The bezel is stepped 2 times, and you can see it has a narrow vertical section, and then there are the 2 conical sections which are stepped to create this character line that runs all the way around. There is a little pusher adjuster for the moon phase, and then we have a Geo-branded crown. There's a quick set for the date that is built into the crown. You can see that I'm able to quickly set the panorama datum. And it's a great little piece of horological theater to play with it. We also have a stop seconds function. There is some lumen, I'll show you that. Now, the watch has a dial that is made in-house by Geo, and they have their own dial factory that they bought a few years back in Pforzheim, and that dial factory creates this lovely degrade varnish. So you can see there are some stamped elements of the dial, including the sunken registers for the small seconds, the hours and minutes. There's a concentric pattern inside each one of these 2 dials too. And of course we have faceted apertures for the date as well as the moon phase. But this lovely degrade, or a fade, Moser would call it a fume dial. It fades from bright green at the center to almost black at the edge. Now the dial uses a varnish to achieve this. So much like a lacquered dial, there's a coating on top that allows the color to vary. The watch, of course, features rose gold applique indices and lovely rose gold alpha-style hands for the hours and minutes, and a counterweighted lancet-style hand for the seconds. Remember, there's a stop seconds function to go with the hacking. Turn it all over, and I'll do my best to show you this, because of course the clasp is buckled to the strap and the buckle is screwed. But though we have a screw-fixed buckle, I can get close enough to the case back to show you the most interesting part of the watch. Vying for your attention with the green degrade dial, we have caliber 90-02. It's a 3/4 rotor automatic winding with a 42-hour power reserve. It pivots on 47 joules. It has stop seconds, it has the quick set function, it has the moon phase, and it's adjusted in 5 positions, which is sort of a high horology standard that you'll also find on chronometers. All of this is water resistant down to 50 meters. So a 42-hour automatic winding power reserve curve. And if you look at this automatic winder, you can see just underneath the wheel, there's a beautifully solarized reduction wheel for the winding system, and that solarization is done manually. We have Glashutte stripes across the bridges. We have twin freehand engraved wings to a balance bridge, each side engraved with a burin by hand. This is not done on a lathe. This is not done with a machine. The double swan's neck regulator is black polished across its entirety. The same is true for the cover of the curb pins and then the stud holder, that's black polished. We have fired blue screws holding the rest of the movement together, and then there's a lovely directional grooving, or a stamped grooving, if you could see it on the base plate just below the micro rotor, and that grooved pattern contrasts nicely with the engine turning underneath the balance. It's a beautifully executed movement, and again, no two are exactly alike because of the freehand engraved elements. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.